Trump's top 3 lies, last 24 hours. Donald Trump has had another 24 hours where the facts seem to be chasing the story from behind. This time we're talking about an aircraft carrier full of American sailors, billions of dollars Trump says he squeezed out of South Korea, and one of the most important shipping lanes on Earth. 3 claims, 3 sets of receipts, and by the time we're finished, you decide whether this is exaggeration, confusion, or something else entirely. The USS Lincoln reports are fake. Trump's claim. On August 17, Trump was asked about conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, which has been stuck on an extraordinarily long deployment. Trump dismissed the reporting as essentially fake, said there was enough food, and said people told him the Lincoln was beautifully taken care of. App News, fact check, that was lie number 1. This isn't just CNN complaining about a ship. Stars and Stripes, a military-focused publication, reported that the Lincoln had already passed 207 consecutive days at sea by July 6, breaking the COVID-era record set by the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. A sailor told family members, "Our mental health and physical health is in danger." Stars and Stripes, more recent reporting described family complaints involving supply problems, plumbing and hot water issues, exhaustion and serious concerns about sailors' mental health according to The Guardian. Now, there's an important qualification. Navy leadership has disputed some allegations, particularly claims that sailors are literally going hungry, and said nutritional requirements were being met according to Stars and Stripes. So the responsible conclusion isn't that every horror story is proven. It's that Trump's blanket dismissal of the situation as fake goes much further than the evidence supports. You can't erase documented sailor and family complaints by yelling, "Fake news. I got South Korea to pay $3 billion. Then Biden killed it. This one deserves the giant calculator." Trump has repeatedly told a very specific story. He demanded huge payments from South Korea for hosting American troops, got Seoul to agree to around $3 billion, and then Biden came along and effectively gave the money away. Lie number 2, the actual defense cost-sharing agreements don't support that story. During Trump's first term, South Korea's contribution increased by 8.2% for 2019, leaving its payment below $1 billion at the exchange rates reported at the time, not $3 billion. And negotiations subsequently stalled while Trump demanded vastly more money. Then comes the part that really wrecks the story. Biden didn't reduce South Korea's contribution to zero. His administration negotiated a new agreement in 2021 that increased Seoul's contribution by 13.9%, followed by additional increases. Then another agreement negotiated in 2024 put South Korea's 2026 contribution at roughly $1.47 billion, according to Reuters reporting. So, Trump didn't secure a $3 billion annual South Korean defense payment. And Biden didn't cancel South Korea's payments. The receipts show essentially the opposite according to the Daily Beast. That's not rounding, that's not political spin, that's turning a failed negotiation into a fictional victory lap. The Strait of Hormuz is open and operating. And now we arrive at today's claim. On August 18, Trump declared that the Strait of Hormuz had been demined and was open and operating. Reuters. That sounds reassuring. There's just one enormous problem. Fact check, false, seriously misleading. Reuters reported that Iran maintained that the strait remained closed because its conditions for reopening it hadn't been met. More importantly, actual shipping activity was still severely disrupted. Reuters, even reporting describing Trump's own announcement, noted that oil transit through the strait was running at roughly 9 million barrels per day, versus nearly 20 million barrels per day previously. New York Post, an app described Iran as having effectively blocked the waterway amid the continuing confrontation. App News, so ships moving through parts of a waterway doesn't automatically make Trump's sweeping declaration accurate. Calling that situation simply open and operating paints a dramatically rosier picture than the evidence. And when we're talking about the Strait of Hormuz, where disruption can move global oil prices, that distinction matters. 3 claims in roughly 24 hours. The Lincoln complaints are not simply imaginary. The supposed $3 billion South Korean deal doesn't match the actual agreements. And declaring the Strait of Hormuz open and operating ignores a waterway still suffering extraordinary disruption. You don't have to love Trump. You don't have to hate Trump. But when the President of the United States makes a claim, the evidence doesn't get a Republican label or a Democratic label. It either backs him up, or it doesn't. Subscribe, share this fact check, and comment below, which claim should we put under the microscope next?